Good morning, I am alive. I have not died. I just disappeared for a little bit. It's been a very weird 6 months, but we'll get into that in a minute. Thought I'd dust off the camera and basically update you guys on what's happened, where we are now, and what the next kind of videos will be that I'm going to film. They might not be for a little while because I don't know how quick the progress is going to be, but I thought I'd update you now and basically just keep you in the loop. You can't stop and you see your camera, you talk. Probably the biggest news since I uploaded last was in December. I got a phone call in the early hours of the morning telling me that my unit had burnt to the ground, which obviously was a bit of a shock in the middle of the night. I was going to rush down there, but I got told we can't go anywhere near it. Literally the whole premises burnt to the ground. There was nothing left. I will insert some clips now, just showing you the devastation that happened to the whole premises. I lost pretty much everything, but luckily I already had my van at Graham, my best friend's farm. So that is the one saving grace out of the whole thing, was this was safe. Because I'll never sell this thing. Do you know what I mean? I'll have it for the rest of my life. Yeah, it was absolutely shit. But yes, I lost about 15 grand worth of tools and, do you know what I mean, wood. And in my office, my little man cave, I lost all my collectibles and things that were sentimental from, like, I had the CB radio from my granddad's lorry and stuff like that. That was crap. But next door, he lost a whole gym that he'd just been building and just finished, so it wasn't insured. And next door to him, Lyndon, he lost 5 classic cars, one of which being a 1960s Mini his family had owned from new. So, do you know what I mean? I don't want to dwell on it. That's why I'm not doing a big my unit burned down video, because shit happens. So the fire brigade did their investigations and found that someone had left a coiled up extension lead charging a load of batteries overnight, which obviously overheated, set fire, and he was behind my unit. And obviously I'm a joiner, so that was made of wood. Pretty much I had wood everywhere. Yeah, and it burnt everything down. But that's done. Luckily for me, I was building this unit on, like I said, my best friend's farm. So at least I had a premises to come back to. I had a little bit of insurance. I got about £5,000 worth back. But God, I mean, it did a little bit, but that's my own fault for not only having some like tool cover on my public liability and not having contents insurance on the unit. So on some better news, we are in the new unit. Do you mean I was moving in the week after anyway, but we are in. It's still not quite finished. We're working on it slowly as we go, because obviously we've both got jobs. I share it with my mate Graham. He's got the little 205 GTI there, which we will be rebuilding at some point. And we are going to be starting the T4 very soon. So let me show you around, show you what we have done and what we will be doing in the future. So we've got big roller shutter door leading into a 2-story high part here, which is, you know, big enough to get my big vans in and to work on the vehicles. And also, like with this, when I'm building big furniture for clients and also painting it, because I spray my furniture now, I can mask off this area and I use this bit here, rather than like the last unit. If I was building something big, I'd have to build it and construct it where I was working, which meant I was just walking around it and climbing through it. Absolute nightmare. So this bit's brilliant. Then we've got a mezzanine here, which has got my joinery shop upstairs, which is all insulated. I've got a diesel heater up there for winter and a big fan for summer, which is great. And underneath, we've got Graham's 205 GTI. Graham's owned this since we were 17, and it is due another rebuild. But we're unsure on what engine to put in that at the moment. He wants something quick, but we also want something reliable. So it's kind of a toss-up. I want him to put a K-swap in it, which I know is sacrilege. All the Peugeot people, they like to keep it down the Peugeot heritage line. But I think you get your best bang for buck on a front-wheel drive car with a little K-swap in it. Or maybe a 180 out of a Golf. Not too sure on what we're going to do with that yet. he will rebuild it and make it better one day when he pulls his finger out his arse. But that's that. Obviously, we've got my T4, which thank God that was here and not at the other unit. I'd have been absolutely devastated. I can replace tools. I can't replace that van. Do you know what I mean? Big story with that van. If you've ever watched my video on Lowdown Transporters where I show you around it, I bought that van and lived in it next to the beach, and then moved back up to Worcestershire, lived in it up the Malvern Hills. I used to have my tools in it with my Husky and just a bed in the back. Obviously, it's been part of Lowdown since the very beginning. Loads of different wheels, loads of different interiors, loads of different paint jobs. That is getting rebuilt next. Literally tonight, the lad's coming over. We're ripping the engine out and we're going to get it jacked up and we're going to gut it back to a bare shell, and I'm going through the whole vehicle. It's going to become a bit of a show pony, if I'm honest. I've got my big Ducato. I don't want to go camping in that. I might sleep at a show in it 1 or 2 nights, but I've got my big camper. I can take a dump. I can stand up to put my pants on in the morning. I can wash up. I've got a cooker. If you've seen one of the previous videos on Ducato, you'll know all about that anyway. But that is the next thing to get built. Right, I'll spin it round. Got some storage at the back. We're trying to gather a few of these metal lockers to store stuff in. So we've got a new toolkit there, because obviously I lost all my tools in the fire, which was a bit annoying. Got a log burner, which we are going to put a better flue in, but it was cold in February and we wanted to work on Graham's MX-5 at night time. So we quickly piped it up to keep us warm, and it did. It heated this whole place up, which is great. And obviously I can burn all my offcuts from up in the joinery shop. So behind these cabinets I've got to paint in a minute. We have got some storage, which is just full of crap at the moment. But this is going to be for some of the smaller parts off these to go on there. You've obviously got the van, you all know that. And the next video will be us tearing into it and stripping it all back. So we've got a little workbench here. We are going to put a metal welding bench in, maybe on wheels so we can roll it about. But this was just thrown together, so we've got something to use. We've got some bike storage, because me and my daughter ride home quite a lot, because it's not far. And I had to get a new welder. I lost both my welders in the fire. But massive shout out to Jack at Dropworks, who got me in contact with Artec welding equipment. They're actually only up the road from me, but this is the best welder I've ever used. The thing is an absolute beast. So you flick it on, turn the gas on, you press easy set there, you tell it what thickness metal you want to weld, and it just sets it all up for you. The thing's an absolute beast. So very happy to have that, which I'm going to need on the T4. It's not really rusty. We jacked it up the other day to put these new wheels on, which I'll show you in a minute. And it is really clean, to be fair, underneath. But this is going around the scuttle, so I'm going to put a new scuttle panel in it. And a couple of the sills are dented where I've driven too low around a rock or something while camping and dented it. I want to replace those bits. Just make it, I mean, it's never going to be a show like winning vehicle on the exterior, but I want to clean it up as best I can. Because I only want to paint it one more time. I've probably done it 6 times now over the years of owning it, and I just want it to look nice. Do you know what I mean? I want it to look smart. Right, upstairs. So if you come up the stairs here, got the little kitchen area of fridge and a kettle, and then into my lovely joinery shop. So yeah, this is my little joinery shop. It works perfect for me, if I'm honest. I do build cabinets. I mainly just do cabinets and stuff that I'm going to spray and fit, and furniture and stuff. I can build windows, and I have built windows and doors. I literally did a pair of French doors last month for George, the next door neighbor. So we've got to keep him sweet. But usually I just stick to furniture and cabinetry. I find there's more money in it. I find it more enjoyable. And that seems to be my wheelhouse that people come to me for. So I don't really need a stacked full joinery shop. I've got a table saw, a spindle molder, a dust extractor, and a little planer thicknesser. And with those tools, I can build lovely cabinets. I'll pop a couple in here. AJ Carpentry, if anyone needs any. So in the middle, we got a nice bench dog table. I just made it south out of a sheet of ply and varnished it. But then you can 3D print these little dogs that go in there. So then when you're cutting on the table, you don't cut into it. They did slip the other week, but anyway. Yeah, and then you can get corner ones, get little corner ones here, and little clamps, different types of clamps like that, and it just holds everything tight on the table rather than it slipping around. It really has made such a difference to, do you know what I mean, just day-to-day working, like building these little shaker doors. They used to slide around all over the place, so it's nice to be able to clamp all that down. I got my TV in here hooked up to sound cancelling headphones, so I can work away in peace and quiet listening to TV or a podcast, stuff like that. The lighting's good. I've been in the unit about 6 months now, and all in all, it's amazing. So it's on the farm, which we've mucked around on since we were kids. It's a lot closer to home, and I've got so much more space. Like this up here is pretty much 2/3 of the size of my last unit, and I get to separate the joinery part from the mechanic part. Whereas if I was working on a van or something like that, the last unit, I had to move everything out of the way. So it fucking sucks that my unit burnt down, and I'm more annoyed that I lost some sentimental things. But it did give us a push to get this finished, and do you know what I mean, it's brilliant. I absolutely love it. It's mega. Like there's always something going on. Like tonight I'm going to be stripping the T4, but Jack's going to be bringing his van over because he wants to do his headlining so he can use the shop upstairs. Yeah, this place is epic compared to the last one, and it's only going to get better the more bits we add. The latest addition to the unit, we were sat in here the other night, and I just mentioned to Graham that when I strip the van down, I'm going to take the pop top off. We're going to have that somewhere quite safe. So we were thinking about maybe hanging it from the ceiling up there or strapping it to a wall nice and flat. And then we realized that when we strip my van down, there's going to be so many parts that we're almost going to fill up down here, and we don't want to lose the space. We don't have to be moving stuff around. And especially I want to get him to strip this down and at least make a start on it, because I don't think it's a massive project. It needs a good paint job, a good service, and do you know what I mean, maybe an engine if he wants to put something quicker in there, because the engine works fine. It's got a little 1.9 GTI in it, it's fine. So that conversation escalated, and we ended up calling County Jack, the building supplier, and ordering a load of 8x2 and cable deck. And outside here, in one of the original barns, that's where we used to work on the vehicles. It's now full of scrap wood. We have built a huge mezzanine floor up there. So we're going to be putting a banister along here, and we're going to be wrapping all the roof in plastic because there's a couple of doves up there that keep shitting everywhere. But that is going to be where we store all of the stuff from the van and the 205. Sorry if it's a bit windy. We're going to be putting a hoist here. Oh, I'm going to get in here. I'm going to get back out the wind because it always blows through here. But this is the mezzanine. We're putting a staircase in there, and we've got a couple of tables and some shelving up there. So it's mainly going to be used for storage upstairs, but we might rebuild the MX-5 engine up there and see how that goes. Might be a little bit better than doing it in there where things can get lost and muddled up. How we're going to get them up there is another question. We're thinking maybe a hoist, or we can lift it up with a tractor bucket. I'm not sure. We're going to figure that one out soon. So the main reason I haven't filmed in the last 6 months or updated you sooner on the fire is last month I competed in the UK's Ultimate Triathlon, which is an Ironman distance triathlon up in Oswestry, and the training was just absolutely brutal for that. Obviously, I've raced triathlon now for about 4 years, and I absolutely love it, but it got to the point, like the hours of training, it just was not fun. I was having to go out for 6 hours on a Sunday on my bike, and we were putting about 13 to 14 hours of training in each week just to be able to do the distance. I did the Ironman with Jack, who owns the T5. He'll be over later, which is Liam's old van. So it was an awesome experience on the day. It was just the training was brutal. I literally had no time for anything other than family life, work, or training. Especially for Jack, he's got 2 young boys, whereas Ruby's a little bit older now. She understood. It was work-life balance with training, absolute nightmare. But it was epic. I came 11th and Jack came 7th. We absolutely smashed it. It was brutal. So it took me 12 and a half hours. you're swimming for about an hour and a half, you're cycling for about 6 hours, and then you're running a marathon at the end. So it was brutal. So we've done it, it's completed. I've got the medal at home, and now finally I can start working on my T4. It's been sat in here gathering dust, and every time I post something online, someone comments, "Where's the T4? Haven't seen the T4. What are you doing with the T4?" It's coming back, but I want it fully redone. I want it nice. I want to get in it, everything work, it be smart, and I'm proud of it because I've always shown it, and everyone loves the interior and stuff. But I've never been fully happy with the build. Do you mean I don't think you'll ever be 100% happy because you never are when you build your own stuff. But I want to get it to a nice where I'm happy to present it at the shows, and do you mean bring it back out into public. So there's that little update on what happened, the shit bit, the hard bit, and the new bit. So yeah, I'm going to paint these cabinets, and then later the lad's coming over. We're going to rip that engine out, jack this van up, and then tomorrow night I'm going to be stripping all that interior out. Thank you for watching. Sorry I haven't really done a lot on the channel, but there should be some videos coming very soon. There's no such thing as perfect.